So there's a new Harry Potter game coming out.
Yeah, I'm gonna scream. Just get it out of my system. All right. Okay. Who wants to do intro?
Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of the frickin' Noodle Shop. This is our second time recording in this day. And
Why would you tell them that?
because we're wearing the same clothes.
Wait,
They're gonna
hold up.
know.
Back up. What did you call them? Guys?
Yeah.
First of all, that's not inclusive at all.
yes,
and
it
second
is.
of all-
I call everyone guy, dude, bro, homie,
Okay.
bruh.
Sorry. They are the Noodlers, and they would like to be addressed as such.
Okay, I saw after I did the intro, both of you were offended. I like that you were offended for different reasons.
I like the Noodlers.
Okay, I'm
Sup,
sorry. I'm
noodlers?
sorry that my intro wasn't good.
Yeah, it was
Try
bad.
again.
Yeah,
I
try
was
again.
just greeting the guys, the bros, the dudes, all gender inclusive.
We call them the Noodlers. Hello,
Okay.
Noodlers. There it is. We got it done. All right.
I like how you can't say it at like a normal volume. Like every time that you say
Yeah.
hello noodlers, you're like, hello noodlers. like you cannot just casually say it.
Dude, it's like did you ever have a YouTube intro when you first started YouTube?
No,
Have you ever heard mine?
no.
It was it's me, it's that Tectone, it's your all pal Tectone. It was bad.
How long did you do that for?
It was like, no joke, it was a whole ass year, brother.
I'm so glad I
Wow.
never saw that because that could have seriously
That's
affected your chances to
embarrassing.
join
Why
OTK.
do you always say that?
That's
man?
so bad, bro.
No, it was a reference to wrestling.
Okay.
It was it's me, it's that D-O-double-G. The Road Dogg Jesse James, the badass Billy Gunn, the New Age Outlaws.
No, I didn't. I never
No?
watched any
You
of
don't,
it.
you don't watch wrestling?
No,
No.
never.
Wrestling is like in real life redneck anime.
Yeah, like actually though.
It is.
Have you watched the movie Peanut Butter Falcon?
Ew.
No, but Emmy hates it because that's
it's
I
actually
wish I liked peanut butter.
it's
I
a
just
very
don't.
heartfelt movie. And it's about wrestling, and Shia LaBeouf is one of the main characters, and then the other character
is this a young buff or an old buff?
what do you mean?
Oh, I don't like I like new Shia. I
This
think young
new,
Shia
this
is
is
mid.
this is new Shia.
It's new Shia?
Yeah, and then
I
so
love Shia
basically
LaBeouf.
so Shia LaBeouf
Yeah.
is one of the main characters,
Yeah.
and then the other character has Down syndrome, and he's like in like this place that he does not like, and it's like very supervised living situation, and he wants to become a professional wrestler, and he kind of runs away to become a professional wrestler. Shia LaBeouf is running away as well. They become best friends.
That sounds awesome.
Oh,
I cried
that's cool.
about 30 times
Wait, why the fuck is it called
But you
Peanut
cry
Butter
at
Falcon?
everything, Rich.
because that's his
You-
wrestling name.
What does Rich not?
He's called the Peanut Butter Falcon.
Because I'm the Peanut Butter Falcon. It's awesome.
That sounds awesome.
No, you will cry as well. I
Do-
cried about 30 times.
Do you know what my wrestling names were? I've told you before, right?
No, I don't think you ever have.
One is Bojack, which is a reference to Bojack from Dragon Ball Z. The other one was Yorick Glory, which is a character from League of Legends.
Okay.
Yeah, Yorick Glory, I was doing like a religious savant. And then Bojack was like,
wait, you had a what with Yorick?
no, like my gimmick was like I was like a religious head figure. Like imagine Seer in GTA RP. You know? He had like a whole
For Yorick? Sorry, I'm just a little confused. I feel like I missed some crucial part of this explanation.
Oh, okay. So like in wrestling, you have like gimmicks.
Yeah.
And my character I was like a big religious figurehead with like a cult
Oh, okay,
following.
okay.
Yeah. And then Bojack was just me, but like turned up to like 11. So like
Okay.
who I am is just like really loud, really obnoxious, really ugly. Everybody hates me.
I'm sure you were really good at that.
That was a good one, dude.
Wow.
Yeah, I think wrestling is really cool. You saw the wrestling event that we did for, I guess it was 2 years ago.
Why do you think I wanted to join OTK?
Yeah, that was
When I saw that, dude, no joke. That was the reason why I wanted to join.
I remember. So I basically was like, I want to do a wrestling event, and everybody was like, that is so stupid. I remember Miz was like, dude, it's such a dumb idea, dude. It is such a stupid idea. And I convinced everybody to do it, and him and S-Fan got so into it. Like
Yeah.
S-Fan was just like, I am like, and he
Yeah.
was so fucking good.
dude, when Asman was sitting in his chair push the green screen. And then you say like, the castle of Nazareth will fall down or some shit like that, bro.
I didn't watch that till after I joined.
Yeah.
It was so weird because I didn't realize that you guys had such like a library of stuff, I guess, because before I joined OTK, I never watched any of your streams. Like I had heard of a lot of you guys, like I knew of Asmon, knew of Miz, but I like didn't know the history at all. And after I joined OTK, I started watching like OTK compilation videos, and I was like, "What the fuck did I walk into? Like, I didn't even know."
The first year was great. Like, I love the first year of OTK so much. Like going back and doing it, but like we were doing crazy shit.
Why did we stop?
You know, I think like
I'll say it. You sold out.
You know what it is though. It's like everybody. At first, nobody knew anybody, and everybody was like kind of willing to try anything, and you didn't know what the viewers were gonna like as much either. So you just would try any idea that you had, but now you know what people like more.
Viewers are gonna shit on anything, so you might as well do anything.
It is one of those things. Like,
you don't think so?
There are certain things that like the viewers enjoy more. Like you can't do a wrestling event every day, right? That doesn't mean we'll never do one again. But at the beginning, it was just like we had years of shit that we wanted to do.
I want to do a wrestling event.
Let's do it.
I would kill you.
Okay, well, I would probably fight another girl or something. Why the fuck would I fight someone that's more than a foot taller than me?
Yeah,
I think we were really good at wrestling when you watched that wrestling event. Like, I think we were actually good.
Yeah, y'all were really good.
Also, S-Fan, this is like the most S-Fan thing ever. He's like, frick, yeah, dude, the guy from the wrestling arena told me that I'm like really good and I should be a professional wrestler, dude. And it was like, wait, what? He was like, yeah, I should just be a professional wrestler. And he was like talking like he was going to quit OTK to become a professional wrestler. And we're like, Ezra, what are you talking about? He's just like, I don't know, maybe this is my thing, dude, frick.
Dude, first of all, you know who you just sounded like? You didn't sound like S-Fan. You sounded like that one dude who's like, I don't know. The guy from he did like old cosplay videos where he was like oh god, come on, please pull up the video. Can we pull the video of weird cosplay guy? I don't know. But you have to know this guy. That guy.
Oh my god.
I've seen this guy on TikTok.
Okay, so this guy basically his whole thing was he would go to all of the conventions.
That senpai, notice me, senpai, notice me.
Yeah, but his biggest video was the one where he like acted like he got in it was like a fake news report.
I don't know.
He did a lot of big fake news reports, and he acted like he crashed through at Chili's or something. and then he was like, "Yeah, my friend Satan took control of the car. I don't know, dude. I don't know. Like, I opened up a dimension. Yeah, dude, this guy was fucking hilarious.
Dude, you sound like a mixture between him and S-Fan, bro. It was actually hilarious.
Damn, that is such a weird thing to hear, but you're totally fucking right.
Yeah,
that's like a deep memory getting unlocked. Oh my god, this is the video. Oh my Arby's.
Weird Arby's guy.
Wait, I want to put the headphones on. I haven't seen this.
There's no audio.
Oh, there's not?
Unfortunately. Yeah, they said we don't want Emmy to have fun today.
Fuck.
Man, that sucks. The Noodlers can pull it up though.
I kind of like keeping the headphones on though, because the sound sounds like it's like very intense from the microphones.
Oh my god.
Wait, where were we? We were talking about something dope. I can't remember. Can we pull the notes again? I forget.
Wrestling,
yes.
We should do it. We should all dress up. We should do a special Noodle Shop episode where we get a bunch of our friends on and we all are different characters and we wrestle.
First of all, I agree. Second of all, professional wrestling from a salary perspective is the same thing as Twitch streamers. You do not make shit unless you are the 0.0001%. I mean, I remember the first match, I would say it's more like a mock-up because it was never really televised or like recorded at all because it was still too green. I was supposed to wrestle for $125. And then the guy who did the show said, oh yeah, we can't pay you. And then he told me to like take hot dogs instead, which by the way, that's not a rarity. Like
I got paid $125 to cast originally. That was actually the same rate.
And then he said, take hot dogs.
And I got my $125.
Hot dogs.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's entertainment in general. When I was writing at first, you would occasionally get paid in copy, which is still pretty common. And getting paid in copy is basically you write something and then they just print out what you write a lot. and they sell it, but then they just give you a box full of what you just wrote. It's like, bro, I could go to the library and print it. Like they would just give you if it was in a publication, you would just get a box full of the publication. If it's a book, you would get a box full of the book. So yeah, it's I think that's entertainment in general though.
Oh, by the way, if you like professional wrestling, for me out there, noodlers, if you like professional wrestling, watch Baki. Pretty much the same shit.
Baki is like,
it's so good.
Baki. I got really drunk with my buddy Dylan.
Dylan.
Yeah.
What? I've never heard of him. I've never heard of him ever.
Dylan. I talk about Dylan all the time.
Really? What does he do?
Dylan. He's an actor.
How do I not know this? I know all your friends, Rich. Did you get a new friend?
No, I've been friends with him before I knew you. We used to stream together.
What?
Yeah, him and I had I feel like I talked about Dylan on the show.
You know Dylan?
Right?
I don't. Doesn't ring a bell.
All right, so now I feel weird, but one of my best friends in the entire world, his name's Dylan Sprouse. He was on a bunch of television shows like Friends, Sweet Life of Zack and Cody was his biggest show, and then he did he was in like Big Daddy and like movies like that.
Yeah,
he's really successful actor.
He's in Sweet Life of Zack and Cody.
Yeah, he's one of the twins.
Oh wait, I think you actually
talked about him.
you have talked about him.
He's one of my best friends in the entire world. And we met in college, and we kind of became. I actually became friends with his brother first, and because we were in a class together called Ancient Egyptian Mortuary Practices, and I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty high. We started talking about Digimon, and then we watched Digimon, and that was how we became friends. And then Dylan and I ended up becoming. I'm closer with Dylan than I am with Cole. Actually, the last time I talked to Cole, I had to do an Overwatch sponsored stream, and he randomly messaged me. He was like, "Pussy, I bet you're shit at Overwatch, like in game." And I was like, "Hey, dude, like I haven't talked to you in like a month."
He wasn't wrong though. Remember when I invited you to play with me and Nick, and you're like, "I actually never played, so I can't queue for rank." And I was like, "Oh,
yeah." Everybody decided to shit on me that day,
bro. Literally, fuck Overwatch. I have this friend. Her name's Camilla.
I watched that happen.
Dude,
I was watching your stream.
She was like, she is still the sweetest person ever.
I like Camilla a lot. Yeah, she's cool.
one of my closest content creator friends, and she's such a bitch when she plays Overwatch.
Yeah, I watched her stop playing with you because you weren't good enough, and you were like destroying her rank.
You saw that?
Yeah.
She stopped playing with me because it wasn't good enough. It was crazy.
It is what it is, bro. That's all
but
I'm
here's the thing.
saying.
Here's what I don't get. I clap her in every other game that we play. Like she's even bad at fucking Roblox.
Yeah, but the thing is like you're usually playing.
Don't say it.
Not for rank.
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna say some dumb bullshit game.
When
I
you're
wasn't
playing,
gonna say you're usually
you're playing a
playing
ranked game.
Yeah. You are
of
playing a
course,
ranked
if you're
game.
losing a lot, then it's kind of like awkward.
It's almost rude to be as bad as you are. I mean, look. Here's the thing.
Wait, Emmy, why are you chiming in with the as if I'm like dog shit at every game I play?
You're not dog shit at every game you play.
I didn't say that. I was talking about Overwatch. And by the way, I do not watch your Overwatch streams, but my chat keeps me updated. I heard that you demoted to bronze, which is really impressive, Tectone. I didn't even know that was possible.
You have an emote of me in your chat called bronze.
Okay, first of all,
where it's
I didn't
me
make
getting
it.
excited.
My chat made it. And they also are the ones who put it on there. I've got like 8-7 TV emote editors, so don't blame me for that. But I have typed it at least once. So for that, I am sorry.
I love like the emotes from your chat. Like your channel, it's your channel and Forsen's channel are like the two places that the best emotes come out of.
My channel?
No, Emmy's. Your emotes are incredible too, but like
makes emotes. I don't know how they make. So Schlatt's dodgeball event.
Yeah.
They made this emote called NPC, which was just me like standing there, like not really doing anything. They made that during the event. It was in my offline chat being used during the event. It was from the event. They literally made it in like 5 minutes.
Your chat makes like her chat makes like global emotes. You have some of the best emotes on Twitch. You really do, but they're like your chats. Like,
let's just remember who put Slorp Glorpin on the map.
You did put Slorp Glorpin on the map.
I did.
Tectone actually did put Slorp Glorpin on the map.
Okay, but that fell off in like 2 weeks.
Oh my God. Emmy has knives today. Dude, Emmy's chat made Riching. And like,
they made Riching. They also made Teching.
Yeah, Riching.
They made Aliniting.
Really? Oh my God. Dude, Riching, like, if I started getting mad, I was playing WoW the other day, and somebody just goes, "Oh my God, here it comes!" And they and then everybody just goes, "Riching," and I was like, "I'm not fucking yelling right now." Back to the Baki story.
They made texting in my chat. They made sure to flip it from riches so that I could just be in the middle.
Oh my God.
So that's why teching is backwards. I don't know if you've seen that one.
That's so fucking good. Wait, I want to go back to the Baki story because it's actually really fucking funny.
I fucking love that show.
So basically, Dylan and I started streaming together. We made a Dungeons and Dragons show, and that was how I started streaming. So my channel was originally our channel, and then
But he had a channel with you called Rich W. Campbell.
No, it was originally called Pug Crawl. That was what the channel was originally called. Yeah, and actually, wait, if you guys want to see actually like some of the most cringe, embarrassing shit of me, wait, can you pull up Pug Crawl, like just YouTube Pug Crawl, like. There's like a how to play thing.
I'll admit, I make a pact to not watch anybody's old shit.
This is like actually so fucking cringe.
Although
the first one, Welcome to Pug Crawl, dude, like I even like,
bro, who is that? First of all, that is Zach, bro. That is so random.
Oh, by the way, Natalie, she's in the video. She's one of my good friends. She just got on Forbes 30 under 30.
Oh shit.
Yeah. That's Doug. He's also an actor. He was in Sunny with a Chance, I believe it was called.
Wait, so it was just Meatballs?
No, the one with Demi Lovato.
Oh, that's Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. Never mind. So my bad.
That's Magnus. He's a dog. He stole my sunglasses. And my buddy.
Why in the fuck do you know? No, why in the fuck do you know Zach and Cody? How is that even possible?
I mean, they're just normal people. Like, it's just we ended up meeting each other, and then
how in the fuck did you meet Zach and Cody guy?
I mean, how the fuck did I meet you? Life's great, you know. Like, you should just meet cool people sometimes.
That is so random.
But I mean,
I loved their show.
I mean, I watched their show when I was a kid too. Look at my hair. But this is so, like, it's so creepy. Look at my hair, right? Oh my God. Now do you see that I'm balding?
Okay, I can see the difference now, but I'm going to tell you it's still not that bad.
I think you look amazing.
It's fine. I'm going to Turkey soon. By the way, we're going to have to pre-record a few episodes because I'm going to be going to Turkey one of these days as soon as we have time, and I am going to fucking fix it.
How long does that take? Is it one operation?
It's quick. They basically, they take the hair from the back, they copy pasta it to the front, and then you're done.
Can you ever cut your hair again?
Yeah, it's your normal hair.
It grows and stuff.
Yeah. It takes like 6 months to grow in fully, but yeah.
Wait, so I could have hair?
Yeah, but you look good bald, so maybe don't do it because it does leave a small scar on the back.
What does the scar look like? Is it noticeable?
Joe Rogan has one.
I'll be real. I don't give a fuck about hair. Okay, yeah, I don't. You want to know why?
I like hair.
Here's the thing. Okay, I'm 28 and I already look about 60. Okay, but here's the thing. When I turn 30, when I turn 40, when all these other whippersnappers turn 40, they have to go through the depression that I've already experienced. So at 40, I'm going to be a goddamn confident man, fucking all these goddamn grandmas while they're out there crying.
It is a very depressing experience going bald, but it ends up being okay. Like, I am serious. I know I haven't balded all the way yet, but I had my acceptance moment, and I know how hard it is. If you're out there right now, guys don't talk about it enough. It does feel better. I know the feeling that you get where every morning, the first thing you wake up and you go, oh my God, it's all fucking over. Like, it is that bad at first. Was it that bad for you?
You guys make me scared that I
went
lose
depressed.
hair. I don't know why. Just like hearing this so much, I start to be like, oh my God, when am I going to start having hair fall out? Then I'm like, wait.
Yeah,
you should be all right.
When is Emmy going to start?
Stop telling her she's balding. Don't put that on somebody.
You've been balding for years.
You know, it's really funny. I had an ex-girlfriend.
People don't see my forehead, but my hair.
Wait, that's actually what the fuck?
Oh my God, you are so fucking bald.
Yeah, it's bad. I mean, it's bad.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
you do have a big forehead, huh?
What?
that is,
wait.
Oh my God.
You're a five-head.
No,
you are a five. That is enormous. That is enormous.
You're just smart.
No, okay.
You got a big brain.
I don't have a big forehead. It just looks big because you never see it. So like normally, you like the amount of my forehead you see is like this.
Wait, go like this.
No, you're just
go
smart.
like this and pull all the way back. Hey, bro, when you say start, that's been there for about 2 years.
Dude,
I can tell.
you're lying.
You are. That is like a
I mean,
DOT.
you're spacing
It's
the
like
fingers
this.
out to not show
Really.
people that you have a 5 head.
Yeah, lift
But
your fingers
I will
up.
say,
lift
like,
your fingers
you're-
up. Lift your fingers up. Lift your fingers up. Yeah, that's an affliction warlock DOT. that is going downhill fast.
no, it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. Hold up. We got any copium?
Oh my God.
No, boy.
Okay, well, when you have bangs, a receding hairline doesn't matter.
I can make bangs. It's just, I literally have one.
No, when people with a receding hairline have bangs, I feel like you can kind of tell.
Oh, yeah, you can tell.
Yeah.
I have the hairline right now of like somebody who's been the president of the United States for at least 3 years.
That's true.
Like I look like George Washington, like right now.
So
Like,
before
hello, 4 years, 4 score.
before the Earth told me you need to start shaving, which by the way, I mean, Laroe see when I grow my hair, I do have a good head of hair on me, but I will admit I have like one patch missing, like right there.
Yeah, it's called a bald spot.
Yeah, 100. It's a bald spot, 100%. But I could still have a comb over.
Do
Yeah,
I have
could
a
do
bald
that.
spot?
Yes, you
My
do.
chat tells me I have a bald spot.
You do.
Wait, let me see.
It's not a bald spot. It's more like a bald patch. It's like
Yay,
the
Rich
size
says
of
I
like.
don't
Hey,
have
she
a
doesn't
bald
have a bald
Yeah,
spot.
Rich lies to you. I will not lie to
You
you.
have a part. You have a part which is normal.
That's what I'm telling them. That's like
No,
your scalp
you're
does
bald.
show the
But-
top of your head.
Yeah, but the thing is though is the your headset will make it look worse. And then I kept telling myself that was what my bald spot was. I was like, it's just the headset.
Yeah.
And then Asman one day, I like bent over on stream to pick something up, and he saw it, and he was like, "Oh my god, dude, what the fuck, dude? What the fuck is that, Rich? Wow, dude!" And he just
Yeah.
fucking leaned into me, and he was like, "I'd rather have my hair than that shit." And he just kept fucking going.
Yeah.
And then I was like, "New sub goal! If I get 10,000 subs, I'll shave my head." And then I shaved my head, which made it way worse.
Yeah.
Every day I was depressed. It was rough for a little while, and then I came to terms with it.
I was stoked because I was the first thing I said was when I was going bald, I was like, "Fuck it, oh hell yeah!" I'm like, I'm shaving my head. I'm looking like Stone Cold Steve Austin, bro. I don't care. Okay, dude. I think bald people. Well, first of all, I gotta say, you have to work out. You have to work out if you go bald.
Yeah, you got to go Johnny Sins.
100%. No, I was called. I'm starting to get called. People are gonna say this copium. People were saying that I should cosplay Kratos, which I'm stoked about, but I have to put on about 40 extra pounds. But still, it gives me cool goals there.
It's crazy because people were telling me I should cosplay Larry David.
Who's Larry David?
What?
Who's that?
I don't know who that is either.
Wait, the old fucker?
What the fuck? How the fuck do you not know who Larry David
wait,
is?
Larry David live?
Larry David.
Oh, wait, who am I thinking of? Who's like the really fucked up
This
news
is probably
reporter?
one of the funniest people to ever live.
Yeah, that's whose line is it anyways?
What?
Wait, no, the regular show. Wait, no, wait,
A
shit, where's he
regular
from?
show. What the fuck are you
Curb
talking
Your
about?
Enthusiasm, Curb Your Enthusiasm, yeah.
He also wrote
He said
Seinfeld.
regular show.
You said the regular show. That's a
Hey,
cartoon.
hey, my bad. It's an anime. Okay. No,
I love
I had a
regular
teacher
show.
who starred in that show. I think
I
I told you
love
that
regular
before.
show.
Yeah, he choked you.
No, that's the science teacher one, man. You know what's crazy?
Dude,
Do you know how many comments I see when Tectone told his supposed life story? Because people think my life is so fucked up that it can't be real.
we were driving around in the car.
Is that not fucking
Dude,
crazy?
I was driving around with Sear.
yeah.
And we're just like having a normal conversation. He just stops talking. He goes, "I really can imagine that guy choking Tectone." we just had a conversation about it. He was like, "That happened. Like, I know that happened." Like, it was such a funny moment.
You know what the worst thing was? Okay, Miz, dude, his alt account, you know what's pinned on it? His pinned comment on his alt account on Twitter. At least I'm not Tectone. That's his fucking pinned tweet. Because people think my life is so fucked up that it cannot be real, bro. How is that possible?
That is so funny. That is really funny.
You know, it makes me crazy that when I tell this shit that I've gone through, because I assume my genuine experience is, I assume that everybody's gone through horrible shit. They just never talk about it. But then people say, no, that's not normal.
But Techie,
I have the same experience. I'll be telling a story and people are like, what the fuck? And I'm like, oh, I thought that was just like something people talk about.
100%. I have that every day.
the way that you tell your stories though, you set it up in such a way that it is so entertaining that it affects how people perceive it, right? Like you don't tell it like, oh wait, here's this horrible story. You'll be like, dude, yeah. So everybody in my family fucking died, like a giant fucking, and everything was on fire. Everything that I've ever loved. But dude, holy fucking shit, dude. I was playing this game, huge as fucking bazookas, dude. Such a good fucking game, dude. Literally, dude, so fucking hot. I didn't even fucking care that they were all fucking dying, dude. So fucking hot, dude. And I was like, a Ruka-chan, dude. Holy shit, saved my life.
But dude,
and then you dive. It's like people who put the emphasis on like the wrong word in the sentence.
Yeah.
You're like that was really fucking sad. You're like, wait, why would you put the emphasis there? And that's what you do in your stories. You'll tell something really sad, and then you're like, but I fucking love One Piece, dude. and you're just like, why'd you do it? Like you destroy any of the like the human emotion that you're gonna get with your story. But that's why they're so good.
Yeah, dude, it was crazy because people were like, yeah, Tectone's a liar. And I'm like, wow, my stories are so fucked up that people think that I'm fucking lying.
Well, Seer and I like had this whole conversation where we actually called you and we tried to see what movies you had seen.
I remember this.
And we kind of like, based off of the bad shit that happened to you, Seer and I kind of like had like a theory that like your entire kind of like perception of the world, like you choose to view the world through a different lens now. And that's why we were asking what other movies you would watch, because you don't like serious shit now. Like you much prefer, like there was that one time when you remember when Seer and I were watching those really creepy YouTube videos. You would fucking love them.
I'm not kidding. That was one of the most horrifying things of my life.
And then your reaction was, please put on cats playing instruments. Like, but
wait, can you keep up the cat marching band?
Like we watched something really scary. Everybody's like kind of freaking out, but in like the fun way. And the Tectone's like, I need to watch cats playing instruments, dude. And like the way that you self-soothe and like the way that you view the world, like it's
look.
Yeah. You see what I mean?
Look at him. You ever seen this?
No.
Really?
And this is why I believe everything that you say, because you're clearly repressing a lot when you watch the cats play the instruments.
No, but this is a very healthy coping mechanism.
It is healthy. It is healthy.
Look at him.
But you're definitely coping.
You know what's funny?
Something.
You know what's funny? Every one of these little cats, if you watch the whole video, there'll be like a whole row, and then one of them will be doing something wrong, and you have to spot which ones are doing the wrong thing. It's really cute. They go ba-ba-da, ba-ba-da, ba-ba-ba-ba-da. Oh, it's so cute.
Like, can't you just imagine Tectone in a closet when a terrible crime is
He's
happening?
Just, like, sobbing
and he can see,
watching,
and he can
like,
see through the. You see like the blood drip under the closet door. Oh, it's so good, dude.
Dude, that's
so hey, let's go back to Elite. Let's go back to Baki. Didn't finish that.
No, but also, like, I don't know why I would want to watch sad shit or like I would rather. Okay, so there's a psychology thing where it's you are the 5 people who you're closest with, which is very true.
Birds of a feather. Yeah.
Yeah, like for example, whether I want to admit it or not, you fucked up my laugh, and I don't know what happened. You have made me laugh different because I didn't used to laugh like this until I started hanging out with you. It's fucked. Okay. Also, Seer, I've never dressed like this shit in my entire fucking life. And the fucking car I'm driving now, I got a new car, by the way. Genesis GV80. I used to never give a fuck about that. But I hung out with Seer, and he loves his fucking Audi. And I'm like, well, fuck.
Seer says weird shit about his car. He's like, he'll be driving. He'll be like,
yeah, you like that?
What if I fuck this car right now? You're like, what? And you're like, you hear that tailpipe? You're definitely not gonna when I'm done with it. And you're like yeah. please get me, let me out.
But like, if I watch sad and depressing shit all the time, I'm probably gonna be sad and depressing. So I just don't watch that shit. I mean, I will on occasion. I like watching happy stuff.
Look, there are a lot of things that go on, and there's reasons that people like to watch sad stuff. It can kind of help you deal with stuff that hasn't even happened yet, right? You're growing armor is one of the things, and you know it also when you.
What if you're already sad and you like watching sad stuff?
It's because now you're watching other people be sad, and it's okay, it's normal. They're okay, you're gonna be okay, and like it is how it is.
First of all, I agree 100%. I'm gonna loop back, but like for Berserk, I have to read that. I'm only on volume 9. I've been reading it for about 6 months, and I have to do it in small doses because it is fucked up.
It's heavy.
But I love it.
Yeah.
But
because it makes you think.
Exactly. But when I do, and I believe this, I like, for example, my Twitch chat, I love when people like talk about their issues and shit. I love talking about their problems and the issue, like the traumas they have to overcome, because I love knowing that people went through that horrible shit and they're like still here, like fighting that, and they didn't let it like ruin.
No.
It is. I fucking love it.
That's why we like to hear those stories, right? And
Yeah.
I think the thing that's so incredible about anime and fiction is a lot of it, it forces you to not be comfortable and to think and to grow.
Yeah.
And in a very controlled environment, right? Like you're not gonna, nothing bad is happening to you, but that pressure of causing you to become better can really happen in an anime.
Yeah,
and
like,
that's why it's beautiful.
Something that I want to talk about is like when I do, what I've learned now is when I go through really bad shit, I usually just like bear the weight. But there was this one thing that I was dealing with a couple months ago, and I realized I can't handle this by myself. You know who the first person I called was when I was going through this horrible shit? That was you, dog. I called you immediately.
That is true.
Because you
Hey,
cheer
Rich.
me up like instantly.
I remember because we were it was when Tower of Fantasy came out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember very clearly. And I was going to play Tower of Fantasy and I was like, fuck it, I'm not going to. And I walked outside and I went and I grabbed a coffee and talked to you. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that.
It was awesome.
It meant a lot that you called me. I love you very much.
Yeah, I love you too, man.
Yeah. It really did mean a lot to me.
Gay.
This is why I don't talk to Emmy.
Yeah,
That's why I don't
Don't
talk to
call
Emmy.
me. I will not answer.
Fuck, dude.
Emmy does always got to answer the phone like, what, Rich?
That's just not true.
Oh, man.
That is not true.
It is, though. It is true.
Okay, well, that's not intentional.
It's
though.
crazy how different people, like everybody, like I consider all my friends to be really good friends, but they all handle situations like so differently.
Yeah.
Like Seer, for example, if you tell Seer something like bad that's going on, he really can't handle it. And in like a way that's like, oh my God, like he cares and you can tell that he cares, but he's like, are you hungry? Should we go eat? Like he gets so stressed.
Well, I've had a different experience.
He's very thoughtful and he's good about
Yeah.
he's good at talking. But the second that you tell him, he
Yeah.
panics.
Well, I don't know. For me, it was different because I don't think I've ever talked about this. So Seer might be the only person who's ever seen me have a full emotional breakdown.
Really?
It was just me and him in a
Oh,
car,
wow.
and I had a really rough night, and like it was bad.
Yeah.
And he like took care of me. He drove me around.
I
Like,
know what you're referring to.
Yeah,
Because-
yeah,
Because he called me right
Yeah.
after it happened.
yeah.
And he was like, I don't know. Like, I hope I did a good job. Like,
I mean, he
love it.
did. He,
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
he
yeah.
like gave me a hug.
remember that.
He gave me a hug. Left the car. Came back. Opened the door. Gave me another hug.
I
and
was
said-
so fucking angry. See,
yeah.
that's
what
my,
happened. Some bullshit.
I react. I get very angry very quick.
yeah,
I have a very bad temper, actually. I got so fucking mad.
yeah.
I really, I remember that story.
It was bad, man.
It is crazy though to think though like how differently people react to the same thing.
Mm.
To get back to the Baki story,
So Baki's fucking cool, right? There's-
the night that I saw Baki for the first time, so it was with Dylan, and I was on my way. This is why I love New York too, because like all of my friends, we all kind of lived in the same area.
Mm.
So you would just be walking around on the streets of New York and you bump into each other.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah, and I was walking towards the subway because it was during the Metamorphosis PoE League, and my computer at the time, the best PCs in the universe did not exist yet.
Then
So
why would you buy one?
Tragic.
so I did not have the ability to get a Starforge PC. So
Yeah.
I went to my PC broke, and I seriously was walking to Best Buy because there's a 24-hour Best Buy in New York City. So I was going to Best Buy to buy a pre-built PC, and I bought the worst brand ever. But the reason that I bought such a bad brand is because on the way, I bumped into Dylan, and he was at a bar, and he was like, let's grab one drink. I end up getting fucking hammered. I end up back at his place, drunk as shit. And he's like, we have to watch Baki.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm
dude.
fucking hammered. And Dylan the whole time was eating potato chips and staring at me. He's like, it's fucking good, right? And I just remember like watching this like somewhat like erotic wrestling.
Yeah.
And like the dude has grease all over his hands. And he just like, he smashes a glass and he swipes his greased up hands along the glass and all these glass hands. And he's like fucking punching the dude. And I'm just Dylan staring at me like, isn't this what like being a man's all about?
You say somewhat erotic? There is a 2-episode power spike of the dude fucking his girlfriend to become a man so he can beat up his dad.
It's so
like,
fucking, dude, that show is so fucking wild. I get so fucking hammered while watching Baki. And then Dylan goes, yo, do you want to just like crash here? And I go, I need to go buy a PC. And I go to Best Buy completely hammered, 24-hour Best Buy, where like all of the worst mistakes happen. And I bought the worst PC that I ever had. And when I was streaming Final Fantasy 14, I still had this PC and it couldn't run Final Fantasy outside of a window about this big. So my resolution was all fucked up when I was originally streaming Final Fantasy 14. I got made fun of for it for a really fucking long time. And the whole reason I got that was because I got drunk watching Baki.
Hey, I'll be real, bro. If it ain't Starforge, it ain't worth buying.
Hell yeah, brother.
Hell yeah,
Hell
brother.
yeah.
Hell
Dude,
yeah.
Tips is going to watch this episode and call all of us and be like, GG's.
Baki. First of all, I think one of the best anime openings, it's got to be in at least my top 20. Treasure Pleasure. Really fucking good. If you haven't heard, look up Treasure Pleasure Baki opening. I love it, dude. There's the part where the guy goes, woo! Oh my God, it's so hot. But also one of my favorite moments in Baki. I'm not going to say when, but there's this part where it starts focusing on a different character.
Yeah.
And it does that. Baki does that a lot.
Yeah.
Baki's in the show, but there's a lot of fights that don't involve him at all. There's like a 4-episode story of a dude training to get stronger. Okay. And it's awesome. And you think he's gonna like whoop ass. Okay. Dude's ready. He goes to fight Baki. Baki just kicks him in the fucking nuts. Takes him out in one goddamn shot. And it was beautiful. And I never realized how smart it was until about a week after when I watched it again. And I realized they could have done another training montage of Baki and be like, he trained to get here. But instead what they did was they showed the backstory of another character who got so goddamn strong and it still didn't fucking matter because Baki killed him in one fucking hit.
Yeah.
And it's such genius storytelling, just like the genius storytelling of Ranking of Kings I talk about a lot. How they made a one-dimensional character like Boji have so many layers because they gave him a fatal flaw, which is he can't fucking speak. It's amazing.
Yeah. And people don't like to see stories like that a lot of the time because they want to have everything tied up with a neat bow. And it's like, yeah, if you work hard enough, you'll be able to achieve it. But sometimes there's just a guy who's stronger than you. Sometimes sometimes you're too far behind. Catching up's not going to be possible. And actually seeing it's like this, like, holy shit. Like you're not ready for it. It diverts the expectations so much. And that's a big thing too, that the American audience in particular for a while had been really shocked by, especially if somebody died and there were actual stakes.
Yep.
So seeing something like that kind of throws us off. We're not used to it. We're used to Disney movies.
I also think Baki gets a really bad rap because season 1 it's pretty okay. It's kind of like the season 1 of JoJo's, where season 1 is important to later episodes, like later seasons. So like if you have watched Baki and you dropped it, just get past season 1, bro.
I don't think season 1 of JoJo's should get nearly as much shit as it does because
gets a lot.
It
Bro,
does.
Whenever someone says that though, it makes me not want to watch the show because it's like, dude, I don't want to spend hours watching like 13, 12 to 24 episodes just to finally enjoy the show.
Here is the God's honest truth about JoJo's.
Yep.
Every single season, and anybody who disagrees with this, I don't agree with you, and I never will. Every single season of JoJo's,
I'm scared.
At the beginning sucks, but it's always worth it, and it always has a payoff. There are very few arcs that are not like that. Rule of thumb.
Part 2 is good always.
Is part 2 Italy?
Yeah, it's amazing.
Part two is perfect.
It's probably the best arc.
In a lot of ways, it is.
Yeah.
Some of the highs are higher in other arcs, but the thing with JoJo's is like even in Egypt, it is so the beginning is like not that great, but by the time you get to the end, you're just like crying. You have an erection, like everything. What?
Yeah.
No, you really do. Like you have every human emotion.
You do.
Like that was I figured that those were the two opposite emotions.
Yep.
Crying
So,
and
yeah, I was
having
trying
an
to show the
erection.
full spectrum that you have with the very end. Like, but at the beginning, even when they introduce Iggy, I don't think it's that great. But by the end, Iggy's one of the most important characters.
Dude, you know what? You know why part 3 fucked me up?
I always get confused when people say the part names.
Stardust Crusaders. Jotaro.
Stardust Crusaders. So after Egypt,
No, Stardust Crusaders is Egypt.
you're talking about Egypt.
Yeah, Egypt.
Okay,
Part
okay.
3. So part 1, Phantom
All
Blood.
their names are fucking JoJo. Like, you have to tell me. I'm like,
Yeah.
what city were they in? I'm
Yeah.
so bad with that,
Hey,
with that
that's
show.
okay. Yeah, part 1, Phantom Blood, Jonathan. Part 2, Battle Tendencies, Joseph. Part 3, Jotaro, Stardust Crusaders. Part 4, Diamonds Unbreakable,
is New
Josuke.
York in part 2?
Yeah.
So like that happens, and then you get to Italy.
Yeah.
The end of Italy is so good too.
Yeah, part 5 is Vento Aureo with Giorno. Part 6 is Stone Ocean with
Jolene.
Jolene. Part 7 is with Johnny, Steel Ball Run. Part 8, I'm not going to say who it's with because I feel like it's kind of a spoiler. And that one is JoJolion. I believe there's also a part 9. It's either soon or it's already started. I'm actually not sure.
I'm not crazy about Stone Ocean.
But part 3, I'm not crazy about Stone Ocean either. I fucking hate it, to be honest.
Yeah.
And it's from my Netflix, so it's even worse. Part 3, where the guy, you think he's dead, and then he comes back. And I was like, oh, there's going to be a happy ending. And then all of a sudden, Vanilla Ice comes and just goes, and then he goes, and you're like, what is happening?
It's so funny because I
And then
know
the
what you're
water
saying,
tower.
but she just, it's not going to ruin the show for Emmy at all.
I know. I'm trying to be vague about it as possible.
Yeah.
But
God.
dude,
Well, I don't care about spoilers, but I'm sure a lot of people watching.
Vanilla Ice is horrifying. Like straight up horrifying.
You know what show you can just spoiler nonstop and it will not ruin the show for anyone? Evangelion. I think Evangelion is such like an important journey, and like rewatching it and thinking about it is very valuable. And
I think that's true because I see like a lot of people just like constantly posting spoilers, but I always know that like new people watch it and love it.
yeah, I think it's one of the most beautiful, really the first one, like one of the most, I don't know what it is about the colors, but it's just like one of the most beautiful animes I've ever seen.
It is beautiful.
And like the way that it, like those little scenes, like remember that scene where Shinji's like in the sandbox? He's definitely not in the robot.
All right.
Yeah,
but
good one.
like the sunset and like there's like this this grain over it that I don't know what it is about that show where it really, like, I feel like I'm at the Metropolitan Museum of Art when I'm looking at it.
It's pretty. Wait, I have a question related to Evangelion. Okay, so I don't know if either of you have watched any of the Devilman things.
Yeah.
Okay, so in Devilman, there's like a canonical reason why there's like multiple timelines. It's because like so basically every time the universe is like destroyed or like the earth, I guess, because of Satan, it like is reborn, and then Satan is doomed to repeat his mistakes over and over for eternity. That's why like it keeps happening, but it's like slightly different.
Yeah.
Is there a reason why in Evangelion there's multiple timelines? Like there's different stories kind of for each reboot.
So that loop that you're talking about is like, you know, like Sam and Dean Winchester in Supernatural. Sorry, I like bringing up that. Never mind. And Sam, don't drink the demon blood, Sammy. You're my brother, but I love you.
I don't get it.
Yeah, that show's weird. My favorite anime. But in Evangelion, I'm not sure canonically if there's anything that's like 100% stated at any point, because a lot of Evangelion's not like that. You know, you're kind of given a lot of information that you can think about. And I think one of the reasons.
Now I'm wondering if the Devilman thing is like been stated or
yeah.
No, I mean there is a
I
reason.
think it has.
It was said. It was just that they were fucking bored. And they just wanted to make some new
well,
shit.
I mean, even like in the new one,
with Evangelion though, you
in the
have,
new one they literally show like the new Earth like reappearing and things like starting over again.
So, in Evangelion, a lot of it is so some of the big ideas. You know, you have the children of knowledge, Lilith, and then children of life with Adam. And if you have a being who is from both of them, they're essentially like a godlike entity. That's as powerful as those little red fuzzy aliens that, you know, made that happen in the first place. And all humans are technically children of Lilith. So there is a reality where an entity like that could happen and then cause all of these different timelines to happen, almost like, you know, playing it out to see what happened. And then also I think that there's like a lot of weird mental things that are happening when people are maybe becoming Tang and
Tang?
Tang.
What?
Wait, can I tell a story about Tang real quick?
Sure.
Oh, orange.
So when I was really poor and I was like homeless, my brothers told me about these things called Tang balls. You ever heard of Tang balls?
No.
Okay, so essentially they convinced me to do this. I don't even know if it worked or not. Okay, if you can find it on the internet, great. But pretty much they would tell me that if you took a bread ball, dipped it in water, and then covered it in Tang, and then swallowed it whole, your body wouldn't know what to do with it. So you would just feel like you were full for like days. So I would just swap. Y'all look fucked up.
Why Tang?
I don't know, but I used to swallow balls of bread covered in Tang every day, so that way and it would work. I would never be hungry. Also, don't try this. It was probably really bad.
That's like the bread from Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, the elf bread.
And I would swallow it whole, dog, like a fucking snake.
Okay, how big is it?
Probably like that big. It was.
How can you swallow that whole?
I would do it like a shit ton of water, and the water would make the bread soggy.
I can't swallow an Advil without feeling it in my throat.
Oh, dude, when I take my pills, I take 11 pills a day. I take them in one gulp.
How the fuck are you sucking bread down like a cobra?
Listen, bro, I'm a little bit of a slut. Okay?
Wow, dude, that's impressive. I love how my takeaway is like, damn, you got a cool esophagus.
You ever swallowed a hard-boiled egg?
No.
Really?
Jesus.
A hard-boiled egg?
Yeah.
You are literally like
That
a
took
viper.
me a second to register what he
The
just
fuck?
said.
He's like,
never done that?
he was like,
No.
wait, dude, you don't swallow your kills whole, dude? Wait.
You don't just eat eggs whole with no chewing. Tectone's actually like
You ever
a
just suck down a whole
reptilian
fucking nest of
creature.
eggs? You know, just see a fucking bird
Well,
outside.
People do it all the time. You can Google swallow hard-boiled egg. Remember this one time I saw this chick swallowing like 8 hard-boiled eggs in like 30 seconds? I was like, wow.
I would throw up.
But first thought was, I was like, that's fucking hot.
What?
I was
Yes, it is digested. Okay.
like, no, you did. So yeah, swallowing boiled eggs whole. You ever done this?
But why? No.
No, we haven't. Is
Oh.
it Space Boy?
I missed that fucking guy,
I
man.
love Space Boy. Oh my god! Oh, no. He can't do it. It's impossible to do.
Well, you never seen the guy who like chucks down hot dogs down his throat like 13 and like 20 seconds?
That
those
makes
are
me want to puke.
those are
Really?
different.
That bothers me.
But yeah, look up. You know what? Don't look that up. There's this one chick. She's on TikTok. She was like a Wonder Woman
He's
outfit,
just vomiting the eggs up, bro.
and she'll like swallow whole ass eggs and swallow whole ass hot dogs.
Why would you do that? This is such an easy way to die.
Yeah, and it's like
Imagine your parents having
There's the
to
water.
explain.
That's how I would do it. Holy well, I want to do that. I want to do that.
bro,
but-
he's just vomiting eggs. I can't watch this.
Stop.
Turn it off.
Dude. Okay, so
Bro, you had somebody shit on your chest, bro. And you think that's gross?
Wait, that's true.
She didn't shit on my chest. She shat on my balls.
That's way worse, homie.
But
That's way worse.
But I got to watch One Piece. It was way better.
That's badass.
I got to watch the end of I took a shower, and right after that, I got to one of my favorite parts at the end of The War of the Best.
Can I prove how fucked up my brain is?
Yeah.
So about 20 minutes
Wait,
ago.
you already did.
True. About 20 minutes ago on Noodlers, you can probably check this. I've been trying to drop it, but my brain won't stop thinking about it. 20 minutes ago, you said the word metamorphosis. Okay? And my brain since then has been thinking, I was hoping it would go away. You ever watch animorphs?
Yeah.
You ever read those?
Yeah.
No, but I've seen all the covers.
Them shits were cool. That's all I wanted to say, dude. I've been thinking about that for 20 fucking minutes.
You just got to let it out, dude. You are never hold back. Just it doesn't matter if someone's talking or anything. You got that is terrible for your health. That you holding a thought in is like somebody else holding like a poop in.
The problem is, what you doing?
Stretching.
Oh, okay.
She's morphing.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I just turned into a fucking otter.
The problem is, I've interrupted one of your shows with one of my outbursts, and then you forgot what you were talking about, and it's awful because
That happens all the time because I black out. I don't even remember saying metamorphosis. But yeah.
You ever swallow hard-boiled eggs whole?
But
No, why would you do that?
But Metamorphosis always makes me think of Kafka. I've always wanted to make an anime out of Metamorphosis by Franz Kafka.
Animorphs?
No, Franz Kafka.
What's Franz Kafka?
One of my favorite writers of all time.
Oh, mine's R.A. Salvatore.
He's one of your favorite writers?
Mhm.
Really?
Yeah, he wrote 1,000-Year Orcs with
Okay.
Drizzt Do'Urden.
Wow.
Badass fucking character.
I really like, I feel like it would be like crazy to do like a Kafka anime about the Metamorphosis. Basic idea is a dude just wakes up one day and he's a cockroach.
That's badass.
Yeah.
That sounds horrifying.
Hey, if
It's
you're all
really good.
cockroaches, I would kill you on the spot.
I know we already agreed. We have it in writing. Yeah. Like we all double check that we can't turn each other back and then we kill each other. But
Oh, big thing. I've been waiting all day to talk about this.
Mhm.
So IGN made a top 10 anime list. And I've never seen a more, these are the safest anime
this
picks.
is exciting. Let's see who has worse takes, IGN or Tectone.
Dude, it was the most basic bitch. Like, you know when it's like you talk to like a girl and you tell them you like anime and they really like you. So they want to like please you and like lie to you and say, oh, I like that too. And then you say, oh, what anime do you like? And they say some fucking generic ass shit from like 20 years ago. They
It's
saw
like,
one time on
it's
Toonami.
like, oh yeah, I play video games. And it's like, I'm a gamer.
Okay, Tectone. Well,
It's
not
like, what do you
everyone-
play?
and
The
is-
Candy Crush.
Mario.
Okay, Tectone, this
Yeah.
stuff upsets me because it's always guys being like, oh, well, these girls like aren't into things the same as I am. Okay, so you meet a person, they're not as into something as you are, and you're like, oh, well, if they really liked it, they would have watched like 10 times more and all this stuff. But the thing is, like, you can like get to know them, and then they might start liking the stuff that
No,
you like.
What I'm saying is, I just don't want to be fucking lied to. If they don't
Well,
like
how do you know that they're
No,
lying?
they're being,
No.
yeah, I do. I get what Tectone's saying.
Like
I-
most
it's
people
not
that
just-
watch anime have probably seen less than 10
No,
anime.
what I'm
Yeah,
saying- what I'm saying is,
people.
just don't lie to
It's
me.
not just.
Well, how do you know they're lying? Most people that watch anime have probably watched
This is
less than 10.
I'm not talking about the ones who aren't lying. I'm talking about the ones who
Yeah,
do
yeah,
lie.
no. So I do think that the scenario happens a lot of times when you're talking to somebody that you might be flirting with.
Yes.
I get that, but that's kind of because they like you. So
Oh, I
it's
get
kind of
that.
like but I get what you're saying. Like I hate, and this can be anyone. Like it happens in like business meetings and stuff like that too.
Mm.
Someone goes, "I'm a gamer." And
Yep.
then it's like, oh yeah, what do you play? And then it's like, oh Jesus fucking Christ! Like, it would have just been better if you told me you had no fucking idea what
I
you're
know,
talking
because
about.
that I'm okay with. And then like, let me tell you why you should try it.
Yeah. Like, and even with like, certain games, it's like when people act, it's like, oh yeah, I know everything about that game, and they're like with Magic the Gathering, for example, sometimes people will be like, oh yeah, I love that game. I've been playing it for years. I know everything about it. Like I was really fucking good and shit like that. And it's like, oh yeah, like blah blah blah. And they're like, yeah, so the cards are actually printed on paper. I'm like, you know nothing. Like, so like when you start to invite the conversation, you say, oh, I can have a deep conversation with you about this topic. But then you can't back it up. You can't actually have the deep conversation.
Yeah.
I would rather that not happen. I do see what
100%.
you're saying, but I also see why
I get
the
what you're
way
saying
he
too.
said it was like,
Yeah.
didn't show where the frustration really
Yeah.
is.
I just don't like being lied to.
I don't like when people move conversation onto a cul-de-sac instead of actually having it be in a place where you can have a full conversation. Because that's what happens. They act like they can have a deep conversation. You go down that road, there's nothing there. It's a cul-de-sac. You got to drive back around and find something else to talk about. I fucking hate that shit. I want conversation to flow. I want to have a good time.
But it's like, this is like I think I'm going to do a really safe take that nobody disagrees with. Okay. And I'm going to just say this right now. Listen, if you get pissed off, I apologize. But I'm just saying right now, in 2022, if you say your favorite on-God anime of all time is Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood or Cowboy Bebop, you are saying that because either one, it's the only one you've fucking seen. Two, it's the first one you've ever fucking seen. Or three, because oh well, fuck, this is safe. I'll just say that.
I mean, that is one
Please do.
that is one of the dumbest things I've ever heard.
Sure.
Now
Dude,
here's
but
the
the thing is, like, people's favorites are their favorites. Like, why are you saying like that can't be their favorite? Like, what
And
if it just is?
On top of that, the thing is too, is if they have fully watched it and it meant a lot to them, you don't need to watch every anime. You had a very meaningful relationship with a piece of art. And one of the things
Yeah.
I'll say about Cowboy Bebop, usually what happens in a lot of anime that is really impressive, and it doesn't just happen in anime. I think Battlestar Galactica is what I use a lot of times as an example. the fiction allows you to talk about something that is usually difficult to talk about because you're like, oh shit, a robot. Like Battlestar Galactica is a good one because it's literally talking about racism and it's talking about humans treating each other like shit. But it's like, oh God, there's these robots, right? And the robot, but you like, wait, these robots are people too, right? So that's like a whole thing that is going on. And that's why space operas are great. It happens in anime all the time. It allows you to look into yourself, confront a demon because the demon's dressed up like it's Halloween. You manage to conquer it and you're a better person because of it. Cowboy Bebop is a very brave show in a lot of ways because it's straight. You look into a mirror with that show.
I'm not saying that those shows are bad at all. They're incredible shows. But I'm just saying, okay, Alchemist came out, I believe, in 2009. I think Brotherhood came out in 2013. Cowboy Bebop came out in I don't know how fucking long.
The pyramids were built thousands of years ago. Go fucking build one. Sometimes great art happens.
No, it is good.
And even though storytelling might advance, that doesn't mean that that's not going to be a pinnacle of human thought just because it's older. Like you look at Cowboy Bebop, and Cowboy Bebop is a universal show, probably before it came out, to how people feel. And in the future it will be, because that show, it's about the idea of trying to move on. It's the idea of coming to terms with terrible things that have happened. It's the idea of coming to terms with who you are and also accepting that time is going to move even if you don't. What's the point of all of the days that are going to come? What is the point to all the days that are just faded memories at this point? Do they make you who you are? Are you a separate person at this point? Can you throw away all of those memories? If you don't remember them and they've changed your personality, do they still matter, or is it just the result that matters? That is a show about being human, and it causes you to reflect and move forward. And he does it all in this beautiful, it's a timeless show. If that's somebody's favorite show and they really get it, I think that they're probably a pretty all right person. I completely disagree. And Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, in a lot of ways, still does the same thing, but through a different lens.
Yeah, a lot of shows are people's favorite because of the experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah. Nah, I disagree. Pass.
Okay,
have you seen One Punch Man? That shit's a badass.
Dude, but here's the thing. Like, that could be somebody's favorite show for a different reason. I don't love One Punch Man. It's not what I look for in a show.
Yeah.
It really isn't. I didn't watch the second season. I probably never will. If I did, it would be me doing a homework assignment.
So here's my thing. Okay. Cowboy Bebop and Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, this is what I'm getting at. Cowboy Bebop and Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood are very good, probably in at least, even by today's standards, in at least the top 30 anime of all time. Probably even the top 25, right? But they were shows that other shows have learned from in order, like, you know, the predecessors that came, or what is it? The people that came after were able to learn from those shows. What I'm saying is, I just really feel like there's too many people who say these are my favorite of all time. And if they were to truly look a little bit further, they could find a show that's not the best, but the best for them. Like, for example, Odd Taxi is
such a stupid argument. Like, this can't be your favorite show because it's other people's favorite show, and you probably haven't watched a better show yet.
The one thing that I will say that I agree, shows build off of all art moves forward and it takes different ideas and then implements them, and maybe is even better at using those tools. But the funny thing about it is sometimes that actually makes the older art even better because you're actually equipping people with a lexicon of knowledge that will allow them to break down something that's truly genius and ahead of its time. One of the really good examples in video games that's easy to use is, you know, Mario and the jump that it actually has. And that idea, like, that affected every video game. Right?
Yeah,
that
or like Lord of the Rings with fantasy.
Lord of the Rings with fantasy. Yeah. But when you look at the jump with Mario, what's so interesting about the jump is, at first, that was like the jump. Now in every game, that lexicon of information's there. The idea of jumping. One of the first things you do to get your bearings when you play a game for the first time is you press all the buttons and see which one the jump is, or see which one the sprint is. That comes back from Mario. Mario moved art forward, moved the genre forward with that really good jump. But when you go back and play the original Marios, the jump feels so fucking good because the game is built around the jump, and you appreciate it more because that jump feels different than the jumps that you might have in Unity.
Basic doesn't mean worse.
You would talk to someone and you would hear them say, my favorite video game ever is Link's Awakening on the Super Nintendo.
I would go, why?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they would probably tell you it was for, it was way back in the day for nostalgia reasons. It was one of my first video games.
They might, which
Right,
is
but I'm
valid.
just saying,
and,
like-
and then the next thing that I would ask, I would be like, well, what happened? And it's like, somebody might go, I remember it was the first game that I sat there and I started playing when the sun came up, and I looked outside and the sun was down. And it was the first time that ever happened to me. That's a beautiful story to hear. Sometimes the saying something is your favorite, it's just a lubricant to learn something about them.
I'm not saying it's not beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's invalid. I'm just saying that if people were to look past, this was my first show, so it's the best whenever, I feel like people could find shows that are more suited to their needs and who they are as a
Yeah, but
person.
you can tell them once you tell them what their favorite is, you can tell them something else that they would like. I will say, though, one thing that I think we can all agree on, no matter what IGN said, they're wrong.
100%.
They're
actually,
so wrong.
Well,
I would
they
say-
probably
I would
were
say-
trying to, pander to the widest possible
Yeah.
audience.
I would say IGN, their opinions are 7 out of 10, a little bit something for everybody, my opinion. But their number one, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Their number two, what was it? Cowboy Bebop. As of the best animes that were ever created in current year.
Cowboy Bebop is a really good first anime as well, because it's fast, it's easy. You want to watch more, and you can
Yes,
watch it in English.
Something else with those older shows is that it shows that they're memorable and they last.
Yeah.
Some of these newer shows, maybe you're I feel like this was put together better and all that, but you don't know if people are gonna still be talking about it and watching it in 5 years.
And they're complete. So somebody watches one of the old ones and they get the entire full
Yeah,
story, so they can assess the full thing.
They know it's good throughout.
If Demon Slayer for some reason didn't get finished right now, I would forget about it. If we're on episode 8 right now at the time that this is recorded, if no new episodes of Demon Slayer came out, I would forget that it ever existed. There's not enough there for me to have that emotional attachment or learn from it the same way. Did I enjoy it? Yeah, it was fun, but so's going on a roller coaster. I don't say that it changed my life, but Cowboy Bebop, the complete experience of that beats what's still coming out right now with Demon Slayer. Demon Slayer now might go on to become this crazy thing, and watching it as it happens is a different experience, but these are already done. What they had to say is all the way out there. And I think that that's an easier experience to say, oh yeah, this is my favorite anime of all time. Because when I watched season 1 of Promised Neverland, I kind of thought that that was my favorite anime of all time.
It's goddamn good.
But guess what? It's
Season
not
2.
my favorite anime of all time ever
Season 2,
now.
Evan.
But I will say it's one of my favorite first seasons. Right?
There's so many instances where I hear somebody say oh, Dragon Ball Z is my favorite anime ever. It's the best. They will say that. Dragon Ball Z is the best anime. And I'm like, well, what else have you watched? And they say, nothing. And I'm like, dude, if you were to watch Yu Yu Hakusho, you would like it more. Yu Yu Hakusho, by the way, Yu Yu Hakusho fucking bangs. That shit is underrated as fuck. I cannot, serious, it is getting a remake. If y'all have not seen it, please watch the new remake whenever it comes out. I am stoked as fuck. It's getting the Hunter x Hunter treatment, which I am stoked for. Yusuke Urameshi, one of the coolest protagonists. Kuwabara, beam sword, also badass as fuck. But I don't know, man. I hear so many people say, there's always, what is it? Cowboy Bebop, Full Metal Alchemist, and I already know when I ask them, what else have you watched? They're going to say probably either Dragon Ball Z, Inuyasha, Rurouni Kenshin. Just because I'm just okay, you watched Toonami 20 years ago, and then you've not watched anything else. Can I give you a recommendation that I think you would like more for who you are?
Well, I feel like one of the really common ones as well is usually Death Note. That's up there.
Death Note, which by the way, that show fucking bangs. That shit is good.
Exactly, but it's
Speaking of which, have
it's
you seen
finished. What a lot of the things that people would say that who are avid, active anime watchers, a lot of their opinions on what the best thing is, there's a lot of recency bias in there because it's what they're currently watching.
Of course.
It's really easy to watch a show and say, that's the best thing I've ever seen.
Mm.
But when something actually gets to settle and galvanize, and you can meditate on what it actually said, I think that having an opinion on a show that you've gotten to meditate on like that, sometimes a little bit more impactful and profound, then you can have a deeper conversation about it. I mean, for me with Evangelion, the amount of time that I've actually spent thinking about it is a lot more than the time that I've spent watching the show.
Oh, dude, 1 billion %.
So yeah, I don't think that I think that people can have reasons that are very uninteresting for liking a show, and it's not great to talk about per se, but it's their they're consuming that art, right?
What's a show that's come out in the past 2 years that you think will be a universal GOAT?
Like what shows?
Yeah, like what show do you think will stand the test of time?
The last 2 years.
I mean, Attack on Titan's still coming out.
I think Vinland Saga is one.
I need to start watching the second season when it comes. Like the first season is. That arc is so fantastic, but I don't know where the show's going to go. I haven't read it. I do think Attack on Titan, for obviously it's getting shit, but that is such a incredible story. Like it really is. I think that's going to be one of the greats. What else is?
You know what I'm hoping happens for Attack on Titan?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, how we had that same experience with Chainsaw Man, where it's like, wow, it wasn't really that sexual, and then we saw it animated.
Yeah.
I'm hoping Attack on Titan is the same thing for me, where it was like, oh wow, that wasn't really that good when I read it, but when I watched it, it was fucking awesome.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really have pacing in manga. I think that's like the thing with Chainsaw Man is like it's like a couple panels, but in the show, it's like I don't know, it's just different seeing it played out.
So
I guess.
God, I forget what professor taught me this. I feel bad saying it, but in writing school, there was a kind of a thing that they taught you. They kind of yelled at you about it. I don't know if everybody teaches this, but my professor did. So when you're writing for like a screenplay, every character has to fit certain tropes that are not tropes, but archetypes that already exist. And the reason for that is because they straight up have to move the plot in a certain way. If they don't, it actually does break screenwriting. In a book, you can be Nabokov. You can be a writer who actually writes a character that I think it's a Hemingway. It's a Hemingway book where there is a moment and they're talking about this woman who's there, and she does not move the plot forward. She does not make the characters grow. She doesn't do anything like that for the story. But out of nowhere, there's just 20 pages that is her daily life. And it shows you a completely different slice of life. It's like out of nowhere. And then it goes back to the story. If you did that on a screenplay, it would break everything. It just doesn't work the same way. They're a completely different medium. And that can very much happen between a manga and an anime. There's
a really cool thing though. I did theater in college. Mm-hmm. I did professional musical theater for about a year and a half.
Yeah.
There's this thing, I'm not sure if you've heard of it. It's called the 36 dramatic situations.
Mm-hmm.
So it was, I'm going to explain it to you. Have you heard of this, Emmy?
No, I haven't.
So the 36 dramatic situations is a descriptive list which was proposed by George Pulte in 1895 to categorize every dramatic situation that can occur in a story or performance. And there is no way to do anything different. And it's crazy because when you realize that, it's that every show will be similar to another show because there's a way to compare every show to another show.
Look, there's always going to be a common thread, right? And true mastery of something, I think this was like the Malcolm Gladwell thing, right? It was like you can get full mastery over something in 10,000 hours of practicing it, right? Consuming media is going to be similar, right? Because you're inherently operating with a vocabulary and a way of thinking that there are going to be commonalities, and there are only so many different possible combinations to express yourself. But when you start looking at every mode and every nodule of it, there are so many tuning knobs that it's endless possibilities. The same way that chess it's an incredibly elegant system. There are very few rules, but based off of those rules, you have so many game states. Writing's the same way. One of the things that I find most interesting in writing is the idea of the Enneagram.
I never heard of this. What is it called?
So the Enneagram.
And let me Google it. While you're talking,
so basically the Enneagram it's actually a thing that exists in psychology with it's a bunch of different personality types, right? And those personality types, that's the Enneagram. So those personality types, so a lot of times in actual psychology, you're going to actually hear them only referred to as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like all the way through 9. And the reason for that is you don't want to bring any preconceptions to the person that you're making the profile of or trying to help. Yeah, because they do have names like the guardian, the you can see them all right there. So the idea with the Enneagram in writing, it's a really powerful tool because what these different personality types have, they have different motives. So like if you put, I actually heard another writer use an example where they put Tom Cruise on the Enneagram, right? As like an actual person, not like any of his roles. And the thing with Tom Cruise is he cares a lot about appearances, right? So now there are healthy ways to achieve moments of friction or to deal with moments of friction, and there are unhealthy ways. And depending on what mental state you are, you're more likely to either go about it in a healthy way or an unhealthy way. So for Tom Cruise, as somebody who cares a lot about appearances, if everything's falling together, the unhealthy, toxic trait that personality will often have is the idea of lying and trying to make everything look good, even if it's dangerous to the people around them, or if you're creating like lies. Like you will do terrible things to keep appearances up. And when you go through all these different personality traits, and the positive side might be, with keeping appearances up, you're charming, right?
Yeah.
So now if you go through all of these, they have negative ways that they would deal with certain things and positive ways that they would deal with certain things. And when you start to study it and if you create a character and the character is working for your story and it fits into an organic place in your story, and then you start to actually give them a psychological profile and you put them on the Enneagram, and then you start to see what the positive and negative traits are. You don't start with like, oh, I'm going to make a 3, I'm going to make a 7, I'm going to make a 9. At least that's not how I would write. But when you start to actually see organically who the person is, who the character is in that world, and then you go, oh, you know what? They're a 9. And then, okay, so what would that's a peaceful, what would they do? What would the peacemaker attempt to do? And you start to see these negative things. And when you start to write, when they're involved in the tension that's going on, when they're involved with the problem that's going to be presented in, like, let's say the second act, you can slowly have them do those more negative responses, those more toxic responses, and it feels very real. It's a very powerful tool, because what happens is, yes, this is a rule system that has a limited amount of states, but there's a level of randomness to those personalities, and you can twist and choose those, and it makes it feel like a very real person.
That's cool as fuck.
Yeah.
I felt like for like 5 minutes, I was like in a college class.
Oh yeah. I went to college, but now I play WoW.
Yay! Bro, you guys
Twitch
both have
Prime.
useful
Twitch
degrees for
Prime.
being streamers, and I have like a third of a comp sci degree,
It's worth it.
I guess.
Hey, look, you've never had a problem in any of the shows that we did with installing the game. S-Fan has.
That's true. A lot of other people do.
And he has too for that NFL show. You and S-Fan always don't have the game installed.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I don't think that has
any.
anything to do with me having a comp sci game.
Dude, I am saying this though. Going to degrees in college, I genuinely, this is probably, I was gonna ask you all this is a bad take. I really don't think there's any reason to go to college anymore. I don't. I think it's way too easy to be your own boss and find your own career path in today's age. There's just way too many things you can do.
It's easy to have made it in a field like that and assume that you don't need the degree to get you there. I would not be where I'm at if it wasn't for my college degree, 100%. Actually.
Sure.
So first of all, with my college degree, I got to network and have a bunch of jobs that taught me how to run a company, and then started OTK with that backing. And then also, because of my degree, it built my network. I had a lot of really valuable experiences, which I think made me a better human. And I think that's likely to happen when you go to a degree. You meet a lot of people, which is really good. And then also on top of that, the person who hired me to work at Major League Gaming, I met in college, and I didn't even think about that opportunity until a like-minded person told me to go for it.
I guess I had the complete inverse scenario where I spent 8 years in college of different degrees.
8 years, Jesus.
Yeah, and I did fucking nothing with any of those, bro. I did fucking nothing.
If I didn't get lucky with streaming, I would have definitely finished my degree. Because, I mean, for comp sci, you don't really need a degree. Like, you can literally just teach yourself and then build a portfolio, like work on projects. But I need the structure of school, or I would have never learned what I need to know.
For me, I always found a way. Like, whether it was like buying and selling, doing odd jobs on the internet, like assist. Like, my big thing is you just find something that people don't want to do, and then you just do it.
I think learning though is also like,
I like school.
it's like one of the greatest gifts. Like, I still actually, hopefully they don't stop me from doing it, I will randomly sneak into different NYU classes to this day and I will just sit there every now and then, and I'll go see like a lecture, and like
Oh
I'll
yeah,
just listen.
my grandpa does that.
Yeah, sorry, I'm stealing from NYU, but I literally like, so I still have my student ID, and I'll show it, and I'll walk in, I'll just sit down in a random class, and I'm just like this 31-year-old dude, and people don't usually notice. And like I've seen incredible lectures at NYU. Like one of my favorite ones that I always think about is the guy. He's actually the supervisor at Jurassic Park. He wrote a book on like, it's called like How to Make a Dinosaur, and his like life goal is to take a chicken and turn it into a dinosaur. And like he gave a lecture one time and like learned a bunch there.
So what you're saying is kind of the exact thing that I was talking about. Is that like you are getting that experience and that knowledge without having to go to college and pay for it.
But I think that putting rules, a rabbi actually told me this one time, there's freedom in rules and discipline. And the example that he used was, he said, imagine, he was like, imagine that there's a bowl of jelly beans. And he basically...
You sound like Choose Goose from Adventure Time.
I was like,
which one do you choose, Adventurer?
So basically the idea, he was like, there's a bowl of jelly beans, right? And he was talking to me about religion in particular, but I think it's a very cool way to look at things. It's basically like, look, religion, there's a bunch of jelly beans in a bowl. And he's like, observing these different rules, they might help your life in a certain way. So one of the things that I really liked about Judaism that I found to be a very grounding experience was there's this ritual or tradition where people will wrap their left arm 7 times. And
like
then
broccoli.
And then with there would be a prayer book on your hand, and they wrap their head, right? And the prayer book on their head, and then they would pray. And the idea to it, the actual idea, the reason why they do it is if you can wrap your thoughts, right, represented by your brain, and the 7 primary emotions, if you can wrap your emotions and you wrap your thoughts, you're in complete control of your life.
That's cool. That's cool as fuck.
Right. So I did it a lot, and I thought about that, and I would do it at the beginning of the day, and then I would think about it throughout the day. Am I in control of my thoughts? Am I in control of my emotions? And of course, you never all the way are. But when you think about it, you look at life in a different way. So that was one of the jelly beans of the bowl. And what the rabbi told me was, if you go into the bowl and you try to grab everything and get all the good stuff all at once, a bunch is going to fall out from your hands, and you don't know what you're going to get. And some of those jelly beans, they're more impactful for you. You're going to enjoy them more. You know, I like a banana flavored one. You might like a pina colada one, and Emmy might like a booger flavored one. I don't know.
What?
Yeah,
You seem like you like Harry Potter.
I
booger flavor.
thought you were going to say peanut
but-
butter.
But the thing is if you sit there and you pick them out, that's better. And then as you start to put those rules into your day, that discipline, that routine actually causes you to experience more and to use your time better and to be more thoughtful at times. And I think college can do that. And I think that you can also have a lot of meaningful experiences with other people that you wouldn't necessarily have, especially as somebody who's potentially introverted. You're more likely to maybe join a club and put yourself out there in a different way. So I do think that a lot of those rules that you put on yourself can cause you to be better. The thing that I think is wrong about college right now is how much in America it costs for people.
I don't
to
see
pursue
any
learning.
reason to start off your adult life by putting yourself in debt for a degree that you're probably not going to use.
I mean, look, I actually, for example, my major was very unique.
I know,
of
obviously,
NYU, but
some people will use the degrees, and that's great. You might need them for some, but I would say at least 65% of people.
Yeah, and a lot of people are
Waste money on
in your
college.
case where they start going to college and they're so young they don't know what they're wanting to do yet. They change their mind in a couple of years
Yeah.
and they like waste money, but it's like they were just doing what they felt like they had to do at the time.
Yeah.
well,
And then they're just stuck in even more debt.
look at it this way. My sister, she did use a lot of what she did use a lot of what she went to school for, but she ultimately, through working, and she's actually incredibly successful. She makes content at GQ. So like she does all the videos with like she just did one with Christina Aguilera. She did one with the one before that was with Millie Bobby Brown. Is that her name? The girl from Stranger Things.
Mhm.
My sister makes really cool videos. Not really what she went to school for, right? But
Yeah.
she learned kind of what she wanted to focus on more now. And she's currently getting her master's degree at Cambridge, right? She wouldn't be able to get a master's degree at Cambridge and have that really cool learning opportunity if she didn't have that previous undergraduate
I'm
degree.
actually
So
curious.
it opens up opportunities.
There's from earthweb.com. How many people do you think use their degrees that they get from college? If you were to say a number, like what percent?
I think that a lot of people don't use their degrees, but use the network that they made and use the skills and the tools that they have. Like, you could also say like how many people.
But like, what do you think if you were to guess a number?
Look at it this way before I answer, because I will.
Also, we should end soon.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Look, people when they're children, their parents teach them how to play with little blocks. Not many people in their everyday life need to play with little blocks, but that helped establish object permanence, and then you perceive the world in a different way.
I think that's different because for basic fundamentals, that teaches you cognitive function and also general brain use, whereas college, you go for specialization, and I don't think specialization exactly transfers in the same. I do think it's different because one teaches you basic human principle and expanding your brain, and the other one is, oh, I'm going to this because I want to be a that, but then I actually want to be a this.
I think that a lot of those moments, though, cause you to actually change the way that you do cognitively perceive the world, but also like Emmy brought up CS. I actually took a lot of computer science classes. That was like part of my degree. And I at the time, people are going to laugh, but Angular JS was super popular. And I have a lot of friends who went on to work in that for a while, and their entire future was changed because they saw that, and they probably wouldn't have seen that if they weren't in college, right? So it puts you in these scenarios where you're changing your lanes a lot and you're finding things that you actually love. I'm a very big advocate of
college
education.
Made me realize what I don't want to do.
Yeah, so it changed your life, so it was probably worth it.
Well, I don't know if it was worth the $60,000.
I'm
pretty sure a YouTube video could have taught me that a little bit better for free. And what percent do you think?
Do you think that you would have made yourself learn the YouTube video? Look, I don't think it should have cost $60,000. I think we'll all agree with that. I think that, we should be, as a society, I think one of the most important things is fundamentally teaching each other. That's what being human is about. One of the reasons we're so good at games right now is because we all teach each other. That's what it means to be human, to share experiences, to live multiple lifetimes in one life, because you can share the story. Like I can hear your story. That can change me and how I view the world. Education should be something that's free. It should be a basic human right, in my opinion.
What percent?
Probably 5.
That's fucking low. I was gonna say like 30.
Oh yeah, it's 27%.
I was closer. I was closer.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy, bro. That's crazy.
That is depressing, kind of.
Isn't that fucking
depressing? Yeah, because it's like
that means
all those young people using money and time. But I mean,
I think
it is valuable.
It's very easy to get a number and to have it be shocking, but like causation, correlation, statistics, and numbers can lie. I think that a lot of those people are probably better for their education. And I'm not saying that it's for everybody. And there's nothing wrong with people who haven't had gotten to go to college, or maybe even haven't gotten to go to high school. My family didn't. My parents didn't. And times do change, but I think people should have the ability to do it. And
listen, whatever you think of me, I don't know. You knew.
I don't think that you're wrong. I like the conversation. Yeah.
Yeah. I love talking about shit.
Yeah.
Obviously, I always agree with this. No matter how I talk, sometimes I present things very objectively, as if I'm saying it's very fact. It's not. But I'm saying there will always be a scenario where something is wrong. There will always be a scenario where something is right. But I do think majorly, I do think college is a waste. And I also think that the way that the school system is structured in today's day, in 2022, it is fucking archaic. Like it is straight up ancient.
Look, there are a lot of things that are bad in schools.
It's crazy.
I mean, trust me. Like I get it. I got very lucky. I came from like not a great area. Not the worst, not the best. The whole way that my school functioned was the kids that tested well early on were basically given everything. And that's the reason why I got to go on to college, and I ended up getting scholarships and full rides. Basically, the way that it functioned was if you started testing well, it was a momentum machine. I took 15 AP classes. I got 5s in all of them except for one, calculus. I got a star. Max. Yeah. And so I basically had college credits going in. Yeah. And but the school for funding used all of my test results to get more funding, right? Like that's kind of the cycle of how those things go.
Yeah.
But there were probably inherently a lot of really brilliant people in that school that didn't test well, that weren't given the resources that they deserved because I just happened to test really well.
Yeah.
And look, I agree with you. A lot of these things could be changed, and Hassan probably has a great idea of how to fix it.
Dude, no, I was reading the people who tested really well. There was actually a study about this, and I think it was in 1995. It was a school study where all the children who tested well on their AP exams were the same people who watched Noodle Shop podcast and comment, and subscribed on every single episode.
They were also the same people that were eaten by giant demons for the harvest.
For the harvest. I think that's probably.
Yeah, it's about that time.
It's about that time. Oh, dude, by the way, get this. Apparently we have a thing called Apple Podcasts and Spotify that people can go check out that will help the channel tremendously. Just like hitting the bell for all notifications and liking, commenting, and subscribing and saying, Father Tectone, another great harvest. Oh, Rich Campbell, I love your laugh. And Emmy, I will kill you.
What the
fuck? We don't want that. We don't want those comments, even as a joke.
Say Tectone, I will kill you.
Please don't. I feel like it's probably bad for the algorithm.
Oh, I don't comment any of that.
Say rainbow sparkles and happiness.
Say, oh, I had applesauce today.
Say, I hope other people see this.
Yay.
Oh, man. Thank you guys for hanging out. This is coming out 2 weeks from now. I hope that the holiday season's been treating everybody well. And we have some special stuff coming up very soon.
Special stuff?
And more guests and some crazy ideas.
We didn't do the fucking segment that we said we were going to do.
We'll do it next time. Frick.
Should we bang it out? 5 minutes?
No, you'll see it next time. Emmy and I have a meeting.
Well,